Welcome back to the Garden Box channel, where you grow smart and grow more. Have you ever had issues with your pumpkins or zucchini dropping off before they ripen, splitting open right when they start to look perfect, or rotting from the blossom end before you get the chance to harvest? If so, you're not alone. Many gardeners face these frustrating problems year after year, and they often happen even when the plants seem otherwise healthy. What's really happening here? It all comes down to how the vine moves food and water into the fruit. And today, I'm going to show you a simple 5-step old-school gardener's hack called the toothpick trick. A method that can make a huge difference in saving your harvest. Stick with me until the end, because I'll walk you through the entire process. This clever little trick has been quietly passed down for generations, and it works because of the unique way squash and pumpkin vines feed their developing fruit. Before we get into the how, let's talk about why these problems happen in the first place. Fruit drop is one of the most common issues. This is when young fruits, still small and green, suddenly turn yellow and drop off. The plant does this when it senses stress, maybe from incomplete pollination, sudden weather changes, or inconsistent watering. Basically, the plant decides it doesn't have the resources to finish developing that fruit and cuts it off. Then there's splitting or cracking. This usually happens when fruits suddenly swell from a big surge of water or nutrients. Imagine blowing up a balloon too quickly. The skin can't expand fast enough and it bursts. The same thing happens to your pumpkins and zucchini, and finally, rotting. Sometimes, especially at the blossom end, rot sets in because excess sap or water pressure inside the fruit's stem keeps it damp. That moist environment is the perfect invitation for fungi and bacteria to move in. All three of these problems, fruit drop, splitting, and rotting, share one thing in common: vascular pressure. This is the flow of sap through the plant's veins into the fruit. Too much or uneven flow stresses the fruit, and the plant responds in ways we don't want. This is where the toothpick trick comes in. By inserting a clean toothpick through the vine just beyond the fruit stem, you slightly restrict the flow of sap into the fruit. You're not cutting it off completely, you're simply slowing it down. That way, the fruit fills with water and sugars at a more steady pace rather than in sudden bursts. This reduces stress, lowers the risk of cracking or rotting, and gives the fruit a much better chance of maturing fully. So how exactly do you do this? Let's walk through the process, step by step. Step 1. Choose the right stage. Timing matters. You don't want to do this when the fruit is tiny and freshly pollinated, and you don't want to wait until it's nearly full size. The sweet spot is when the fruit is about the size of a golf ball to a baseball for pumpkins, or around 2-3 inches long for zucchini. At this point, it's definitely pollinated, the skin is still tender, and it's starting to put on growth. Step 2. Pick your spot. Find the main vine segment about 1 inch beyond where the fruit stem connects to the vine. This should be on the side opposite the root, meaning further down the vine toward the tip. This placement slows the sap headed into the fruit without interfering with the rest of the plant. Step 3. Prepare the toothpick. You want a brand new, clean wooden toothpick. No colors, flavors, or coatings. For extra protection against infection, you can dip it in 70% isopropyl alcohol or a mild 10% bleach solution, then let it air dry. Step 4. Insert the toothpick. Gently support the vine with one hand so you don't twist or kink it. With the other hand, push the toothpick straight through the vine from one side to the other, piercing the hollow core. The goal here is to puncture, not crush. Think of it like making a small speed bump in a road. You want traffic, in this case, sap, to slow down, not be completely stopped. Step 5. Leave it in place. Once the toothpick is in, just leave it there for the rest of that fruit's development. Over time, the vine will scar over around the puncture, and the toothpick will simply remain embedded. Step 6. Observe the growth. From here, keep an eye on the fruit. You should notice it grows more steadily instead of having sudden bursts of size. You'll also be less likely to see cracking or premature rotting at the blossom end. Now, there are a few extra tips to keep in mind. First, don't overdo it. 1 toothpick per fruit is enough. Too many punctures in the vine can stress the plant instead of helping it. Second, remember that the toothpick trick isn't a cure-all. It won't save fruit that's already infected with blossom end rot or fungal disease. And finally, always pair the toothpick trick with good overall care. That means providing an even water supply so the plant isn't swinging from drought to flood, encouraging strong pollination by planting flowers that attract bees or by hand pollinating, and keeping good airflow around your fruits so they dry quickly after rain or watering. If you combine this old-school hack with consistent, attentive gardening, you'll have a much better shot at bringing those pumpkins and zucchini all the way to harvest without the heartbreak of seeing them split, rot, or drop before their time. It's a tiny step, just a single toothpick, but it can make a big difference in the health and longevity of your fruit. So, next time you see your young pumpkins or zucchini starting to size up, give this trick a try. It's quick, simple, and a surprisingly effective way to work with your plant's natural flow instead of against it, guiding your fruits to maturity, one gentle slowdown at a time.